So, page 175, activity 7.13, we're starting our new program, file new VCL forms application, file new VCL forms application. Yes, it is recording now. We're now going to go and put in some components. Test button. Oh, let's save it first, okay? It's got to be mark statistics. So how do you save a program? You go File, you've made a new program, File, Save All, and you're going to have two saves, two names you must put in. And it's very important how you name them, if you're going to name them this way. Often you don't have to really name the files, but we are doing it for the sake of the activity. So you navigate to the place where you want to put a folder, and you make a new folder, and I'll call it today's date. I think it's 7.13. And I'm going to open the folder, but before I hit save, make a folder, and then open the folder, and then very carefully we have to name the .pas file. I'm going to call it marks_stats. Stats is a short for statistics, just to save on typing. _u.pas. Guys, this _u is very important because it differentiates to differentiate from the project file. This is the unit file where our code is, and once you've got the name, it must have an _u at the end, and then you say save, and then the next one that comes up is going to be your dproj file, and you call it marks_stats_p for project. You have to put that _p there. And then you click save. Okay, so I imagine that some of you might have a problem, so I will go and put this on IT Data Drive quickly. Won't take long. So I'm going to go put it on IT Data so you can copy and paste it right now. Okay, so go for it. Copy and paste it from IT Data right now, and then you can go and use it. And I'm going to move on. Activity 7.13, page 175. And we're going to go and put in the components that we need. A button. So we're going to go and put a button on. In the standard option, you'll find buttons. And I'm just going to call it test total. Caption on that button. Then there's a capture button. We can have a capture button. We should be changing the names to BTN capture and BTN test total, but I'm not going to do that now, but do it for your Pat. And then we have to have a list box and a memo. So you'll find on the standard components the T list box, and then You'll see team memo as well. And we have to name these things. List LSB marks, and I'll call the memo marks mem marks. So I've given my list box a name, LSB marks and mem marks, and I will go and save this back onto RT data. Take note of use scroll bars for both sides. It's very important to do that. Let's see, what else do we need? Okay, very quickly, I'll copy and paste this back for you. Okay, it's there on RT data drive. You can copy and paste it very quickly onto your H drive, and let's get moving on the program now. Activity 7.13. We're going to read our instructions. So when the test button is clicked, we're going to see what is the maximum mark, like what is the test out of. You can have an input box allowing user to enter the maximum mark that the test is out of. The capture button is going to have an input box allowing user to enter marks. So this is going to be placed in a loop, and the marks must then be displayed in the list box. Let's go and get the marks first entered, shall we? So the capture button is for entering the marks. How many marks do we have to have entered? 24 it says there. Underneath the activity 7.13, the little introduction line. So in the capture button, we'll have a loop from 1 to 24. So we'll make our for loop counter. Okay. We'll say for k equals 1 to 24 do. And we must have begin and end. We'll do a number of things here. Right, the best way to deal with this is to think about the output. For now, we can always convert back to integer. Where must we display the marks once they've been entered? Let's say the marks must be displayed in a list box. So we're going to allow the user to enter marks in a loop using an input box. Now, an input box returns a string. The list box can only hold strings. So let's not try and bother converting to a number right now. We'll take it straight from a string from the input box and put it into this list box, okay? Yeah, now I've got my list box the other way around, but I've got my list box here on the left-hand side. So double click the capture button, and for variable I'll say smark. I'll make one variable, one string variable, smark. And then I'm going to say smark equals input box, open brackets, enter a mark for student number plus int to string k. I'm going to put this on 2 lines, and you can see I've got a very long input box statement here because I've got it on, I've got a long message that I want to show, and I can actually move this message from here into there, and the into string k can go into it as well. So let's go and put this on a new line so you can see. Right, 3 parameters, your input box statement. 3 strings, actually. What I'm doing here, I'm using 2 of them, the 2 strings, the first 2. The third string in our input box statement we keep empty so the user can type into it. Input box, if you remember, returns a string data type. It allows the user to enter something during runtime without any component being on the form. It will automatically display a input box, a component for the person to type in. So if you didn't know what input box is, now you know. 3 parameters, string parameters. The first parameter is the top in the title bar of the the component. The second parameter is just below the title bar to allow you to add more information if necessary. So I'm going to put in K there. K is going to go from 1 to 24 so the user knows, okay, this is student number 1, this is student number 2, and so on. So you've got the K displayed, and then this third parameter is just an empty white area where the person can type, and then straight away we'll go and add our mark to our list box. So what did we call our list box? LSB marks dot items dot add and this has to be a string, S mark. We can also put into string K there if we want, but let's just leave it as S mark. Now you can put that code in and run it and see if it works.